Hey, it's Ed here. Hey, I want to talk about trauma and trauma, how it affects all of us throughout our life. Whether you've been abused at 2 months old, 5 years old, 10 years old, or 50 years old, it affects you in ways that you never expected. And there was a study done in California by Kaiser Permanente, and I think it was like 13,000 people who were tracked and analyzed their abuse and trauma throughout their life and what effects it had on them long term. And it was really amazing. It not only affected their mental illness, but their physical illness long term, because that trauma affects us in so many ways. And if you've been physically or mentally abused, you'll find out that that takes a tremendous toll. So you look at the homeless population, the people who are struggling with drug abuse, and the trauma that they've been through. And in my experience, dealing with people who have struggled with addiction and homelessness, it's almost 100% who have been traumatized in their early days, whether it was 5, 6, 7 years old, or in their teens, or even early 20s. And it's amazing the effect that has on us long term, because it not only affects our self-esteem, but the view that we have about ourselves. And if you look at, they did a study where they looked at a toddler, and they did a MRI of the mother and a MRI of the toddler at the same time, and they could see the same brain activity of both, and it looked like a mini me. So the mother was suffering abuse, and the toddler viewing the abuse actually felt the same impact as the mother. So if you think you're isolating your kids from the abuse because they're not having to impact them physically, you need to do some research, because it's happening. So if you're in an abusive relationship and you have a child, they are suffering as much as you are, whether it's obvious or not. So when you look at trauma long term, it comes out that people who are traumatized as a youth or young adult, or even through PTSD, through war or mental abuse, physical abuse in a relationship, you'll see that the triggers that cause them to want to self-medicate, they self-loathe because they think that they are not worthy, because that's what has been ingrained into their brain. And we need to look at that and respect those people, and actually say to them, it's okay, you've been through a lot, and not try to minimize what they've been through, and say it's okay, you need to go through this process, you need to get treatment, you need to get help, because it's not your fault. You didn't cause this abuse, because that's what happens with many children, is they think that they were the cause of this abuse, and it was their fault. They did something wrong. Many women, and even males, think that, hey, because I behaved this way, I deserved this behavior. It's my fault. And it's not true. Don't take that burden on. Do not own that. It's the person who is abusing you. It's their responsibility. It's their burden. And it's you who needs to go get help and make sure that you are healthy and taken care of, because long term, you're going to not only harm yourself, but you're going to share that or propagate that to others. You don't want to perpetuate that same thing to your children, to others around you. You need to make sure that it ends here. It ends now. Abuse does not carry on to your children. And if you don't, it's going to spread. It's never going to end. So value yourself. Put yourself first. Get treatment. Get help. Make sure you are healthy. Make sure you are treated properly. A lot of people say that, abusers abuse you as much as you will allow them. And that's kind of true. If you allow that and start saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, then that gives them permission to do it again and again and again. Say, no, enough's enough. I'm drawing a line in the sand. No more, no more, no more. So make sure you draw that line in the sand and take care of yourself, because you matter more than that abuser. Don't ever forget that. I don't care why they abused you. Abuse is unacceptable. So you matter. So have a great day.